program educational objectives. Okay, so these are the 4 program educational objective. So every student must know, because you all are the computer engineering students. Okay, then these things are clear. Please give comment into the comment box. These POs are cleared. Yes or no? POs are cleared. Yes, students. Am I audible? Please give me a reply. Otherwise, how I know that whatever I talk about you, so these has to be understood with you or not? Yes or no? POs are clear? Yes. Please reply me. Yes, anyone? Hello guys, please reply me. Okay. Thank you, Vaishali. Okay, fine. Okay. Then now we are moving to the program outcomes. Okay. Then we are going to move next point, that is program outcomes. So our program outcome means our CSE program, what is the output will be expected when you completing graduation in computer science and engineering. Okay, so after completion of your degree, so what are the program outcomes when you are admitted in the computer science and engineering program? So after completion of your degree, so what are the program outcomes? Okay, so the first program outcome is engineering knowledge. First program outcome is engineering knowledge. So as you all know that we are here to gain the knowledge. Why you are admitted in the computer science and engineering? Because you have to do your career in a computer science and engineering. So for that, you are admitted for gaining the knowledge, right, related to computer science and engineering in the particular field. So PO1 will be satisfied in each and every subject. Whatever the subject you learn in your degree, right? So all these subjects satisfy the program outcome first, engineering knowledge, right? So during your four year of your degree, right? So whatever the subject you are learned, so all these subjects satisfied these PO1 engineering knowledge. Okay, so this is the first PO1. Then second program outcome is problem analysis. Okay, so there is no engineer without problem. See, what is the definition of engineer? Anybody? What is engineer? Engineer. Anyone? You all are completing your you are studying in the 4th year. So anybody can tell me what is meant by engineer? Okay, the second outcome is what? Problem analysis. So what is engineer? Anyone? Anyone? Engineer is a problem solver. Engineer is what? Problem solver. So the problem analysis, this is second PO, that is problem analysis. There is no engineering without the problem and no problem without the analysis, right? Once you have the knowledge about the problem analysis, you will get something from each and every subject, right? So this is a second PO, that is problem analysis, right? So there is no any engineer without the problem and no problem without the analysis. So once you have the knowledge regarding that problem, how to solve it, right? So that problem analysis will get something from each and every subject, right? So that is a problem analysis. Then the third PO is design and development solutions, right? So as the subject concerned, this PO will satisfy by the programming language. So whatever the programming language you are studied in your computer science and engineering, so that knowledge can be used for designing and developing the solution, right? So whatever the problem can be given by you, right? So this problem can be solved by you, and you can develop that solution for that using whatever the subjects you are learned in your degree, right? So this is a design and development of the solution, right? This is a third PO, right? Then next PO is what? Conduct the investigation of complex program. Conduct investigation of complex problem, right? So here what we have, team from whatever the things we have to learn from the PO1, PO2 and PO3, so that will be tried to import the PO4, right? So whatever the PO1, PO2 and PO3, these three PO that will be tried to impart in the PO4, right? So you can using a computer engineering knowledge, right? So whatever the problem you have to solve, for that you require the problem analysis, and after the problem analysis you can design and develop the solution for that, right? Means first investigate that problem. For that investigation there is need of the engineering knowledge. Okay, after engineering knowledge then you can analyze that problem. Okay, once you have to analyze that problem, then you can go for the design and development of the solution, right? So means PO1, PO2 and PO3, right? So that will be tried to impart in PO4, right? So means first we have to understand that problem, then you have to analyze that problem. After analyzing that problem, then you can go for design and development of that solution, right? So this is means conduct the investigation of that complex problem. So this is a PO4. Then you can move to the next PO, that is modern tool usage, right? So we are going to learn some tools related to computer science and engineering, and we'll try to use this modern tool, right? Already I talk about that. So you all are the engineer, computer science and engineering engineer. Every year's new technologies new are introduced in the market. So you have to continuously update your self. That is lifelong learning, right? So whatever the modern tools are introduced, so you have to select the appropriate technique and the for solving that particular problem. Means which tool is means you have to select that particular tool, okay, and select that appropriate technique for solving that complex engineering problem, right? So there is need to use the modern tools, right? So see, from the past 10 and 15 years back, so the Parcel, COBOL, 20 and 25 years ago, these languages are used. But now we are going to use that language for solving the today's problem. Yes, anybody? Anyone? See, the Pascal, COBOL, that language are introduced in the 25 and 30 years back. Okay, so now some problem is there, and you have to solve that problem by using these languages. Yes, anyone? So due to that reason, there is need to use modern tools, right? So which modern tool is selected and which appropriate technique is applied for solving the complex engineering problem, right? So you can use modern tools. This is the fifth PO. Then the sixth PO is the engineer and the society, right? So see at here, without society, you cannot do anything, right? Being an engineer, we have some responsibility to our society. So to engineer and the society is a means apply the reasoning, inform the means you whatever the knowledge you have to gain. So these can be used for the social health, safety, okay, cultural issue. So being as a engineering profession, right? So without society, we cannot do anything. Being an engineer, we have some responsibility to our society, right? For that access the social health, safety, legal, cultural issues that can be solved by using your engineering knowledge, right? This is a sixth PO, that is engineers and the society. Okay. Then coming to the seventh PO, coming to the seventh PO, that is environment and sustainability, right? So as in this pandemic situation, right, we already understood about our environment, right? Importance of our environment, right? As in this pandemic situation, we already understood the importance of our health and importance of our environment. So what way should we give to the environment, right? So being as an engineer, so what way should we give to environment giving lot of things to you, right? So you can understand the impact of the professional engineer solution in the social and environment context, and you can demonstrate your knowledge and need to sustain that environment. There is need to sustain that environment, right? So means what we should give to the environment, because environment can be giving the lot of things to you. You have the responsibility to sustain that environment, right? So this is a seventh PO of your program outcome, right? Then eighth PO, that is ethics, right? So this is the most important part of our program outcome, ethics, right? So means where an engineer should have ethical approach to understand all the things and how should we behave once he or she go as an engineer in a society. See, you can follow the ethics. This is the most important part of our program outcome. Whenever an engineer should have ethical approach to understand all the things and how should we behave once one or okay he or she go as an engineer in a society. Okay, so means apply the ethical principles and commit to professional ethics and responsibility and norms of the engineering practices. Okay, you can follow that ethics, right? So how should he behave once he or she you can go as an engineer in a society. So engineer is a problem solver, right? Engineer is who? Engineer is a problem solver. So when you go to the society, right, so that time you should have having an ethical approach to understand all the things, and you can behave once he or she as being the means he or she go as an engineer in a society. You can follow that ethics. So this is the eighth PO of our program outcome. Then you can coming to the ninth PO, that is individual as a teamwork. Already I am discussed how the teamwork is very important. Okay, so you all the IT professional students, right? So after completion of your degree, right, you are working in IT industry, so that time teamwork is very important, right? So without teamwork, you can't do anything, right? So when you're working as a team, so you can improve your efficiency, complete the task faster. You can, they're having the more learning opportunity, strong working relationship with other, right? So communicate with well with each other, support and motivate with each other, and work cooperatively. So that time there is need of teamwork, right? Without teamwork you can't do anything, right? So teamwork is very important thing when you're working in every organization, right? So teamwork is very important, right? Point, right? Teamwork skill is essential to becoming well respected and successful is an engineering profession. See, without teamwork or individual means you all are the IT engineers, you have to know that. So when you go to the IT industry, that time the project can be completed in within a team. So that time teamwork is very important part, right? Finally, when you as an employee work together and succeed as a team, right? So already I am discussed that they can form the bonds and that can turn into the trust and friendship, and this is a human nature. So without means working alone make it is harder. See, working alone make it is a harder, and to get the continuational design feedback and then decreasing the output quality. So there is need to work in a teamwork, right? So this is a ninth PO, individual and teamwork. Okay, then the next PO, that is communication. Next PO, that is communication, right? So communication, with communication you can't, without communication you can't communicate your ideas to others, right? So communicate effectively on the complex engineering activity with the engineering community and the society large. Okay, so communication is very important part. So without communication you can't communicate your ideas to other, right? So due to that reason, communication is one of the most important program output of your whatever computer science and engineering. Without communication, you can't communicate your ideas. Okay, when you working as a team, working in a team, so there is need to communicate with each and every team member, right? So due to that reason, communication is very important program output of your engineering stream. Then the next program outcome is project management and finance. Okay, so already I am discussed that project management and finance. So project management means what? Yes, Asapure. Please mute your mic. Yeah. Okay. Then we are moving to the project management and the finance, right? So project management and finance means what? Project management is a when you doing a project in IT industry, right? So that time manage and handle all the project related activity from the beginning of the project to till hand over that software to the client, right? So that time you can follow all the process, right? So project management, how you can manage that project within a time, okay, and how within time how we can handle that problem. So at that time problem analysis, then you can check the feasibility whether that software can be implemented, check the technical feasibility, operational feasibility, economical feasibility, right? Then a system analyst can be all these feasibility, your project in based in all this feasibility, then you can move to the software designing. Okay, after software designing, then you can go for the software coding, then testing, implementation, installation, and the maintenance, right? So these all the project management. So project management means what? Manage and handle all the project related activity from the project beginning to hand over that project to the client, right? So this is the thing about the project management and finance. So everyone has to be aware about that when you're working as a member in a team, or also you are working as a leader of that team. So how you can manage that project in the multidisciplinary environment, and how you can complete that project within a time and within a budget. One of the most important thing, how you can complete that project within a time and within a budget. So this is one of the most important PO, that is project management and finance. And the 12th PO, that is lifelong learning. See students, already I am discussed about that. Everything is teaches something, so we are going to learn from childhood to till dad. So it's lifelong learning. So this is a lifelong experience to have on each and every subject. So you know that you are all are the IT professional. So every time, every year, new technology can be emerged into the market, right? So due to that reason, there is need to update, continuously update yourself. So that for that, there is need to uh, engage yourself in the lifelong learning, right? So when you're solving a problem, so that time there is need to solve that problem using modern tool usage, right? But there is need to learn with its, first of all, with itself, then you can solve that problem by using modern tool usage. So due to that reason, there is need of lifelong learning, means according to the needs of the client, right? So whatever the problem can be given by the client, so how we can solve that problem by using modern tool usage. So that time there is need to adapt, that time there is need to learn that new technology, and by using that new technology you can solve the problem of your client. But for that, there is need of learning the new things. So that is the thing, but the lifelong learning, everything teaches something. So we are going to learn from your childhood to till the death, right? So it's the lifelong learning. So this is a lifelong experience to have an each and every subject, whatever the new technologies are emerged into the market. So there is need to there is need to learn that new technology, and by using that new technology you can solve the problem of your client, right? So this is the 12 POs. Okay, after completion of your computer science and engineering program, so student can get these program outcomes. Okay, so they are having the 12 POs. Okay, so every PO can be converted into POs. Already in the short, we have seen that in the POs. Okay, so understood? Yes, yes, students, understood that program outcomes. Put it in the comment box. Yes. Anybody having any doubts? Otherwise, we will proceed. Put it into the comment box. Yes, students. Am I audible? Yes, Chaitali. Chaitali, please unmute your mic.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay. So whatever the things I have to talk is regarding program outcomes. Each and every program outcome is understood.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, Dipti. Dipti Patil is there. Are you there, Dipti? Prashant. Roll number 58, Prashant. See guys, you can give when you are attending the class, so please there is need there having an interaction between me and you. So otherwise how I can know that whatever I am studied with you, so that things has to be understood or not. Yes, Vivek. Vivek
Hello.
Nikte. Yes. Yeah. So all of you have to clear the what are the program outcomes of your computer science and engineering stream. And all these are the program outcomes of all the streams. Okay, engineering students. Okay. Then next point is program specific outcomes. Okay. Being as an engineering graduate, computer science and engineering graduate, we will be able to know that what are the program specific outcomes. Program educational outcomes are different and program specific outcomes are different. Okay. So whatever the subjects we are learned from the first year to last year means that is computer system using knowledge of the digital techniques, microprocessor, computer organization, advanced computer architecture, operating system, system programming, compiler construction, application software. You can understand all that basic things regarding that subject. Okay, this is a program specific outcomes. Every students must clear each and every concept regarding computer system, right? That is digital technique, how can we computer can we communicate, okay? Then which are the microprocessors are available, then computer organization, computer architecture, what are the different operating systems are available, how the operating systems are work, then the system programming, compiler construction, application, what are the different application softwares. So that things has to be know every student. That is the program specific outcomes. Then after the understanding all that things, that interrupt analysis, design software system programming knowledge using algorithm skill, प्रोग्रामिंग लँग्वेज मध्ये पुन्हा आपण काय म्हणा वेब टेक्नॉलॉजी, बिग डेटा अनालिसिस, नेटवर्किंग फंडामेंटल, मशीन लर्निंग, IoT, Internet of Things, right? So adopt all the knowledge of all the language and applied for the solving a computer solving a problem of client, means adopt that applications in emerging field of computer science and engineering. These are the program specific outcomes of being as a computer engineer graduate. Okay, so now we are moving to our actual subject. Okay, so I am teaching modern database system subject in your class. Okay, so before starting means modern database system subject having total 6 units. First of all, we will see that what are the program course outcome. Okay, so this is a course that is modern database system course. Okay, but before seeing that course outcome, what are the course prerequisites? Course prerequisites means what students means before learning this subject, the course require knowledge of basic database management system course and any relational database language such as open source of MySQL, SQL Server, DB2. Okay, you all are the familiar with that. Okay, before starting this course, the students having the knowledge of basic database management system. Okay, see, this MDS subject, it is an extension of your previous subject, that is database management system, which is already studied in the third year of engineering, right? Yes or no? See, MDS is an extension of your previous subject, that is database management system, that subject which is already studied in third year of engineering, right? Yes or no? Please put it into the comment box. You are studied or not? Database management system subject. Yes? Saloni? Yes, Saloni? Unmute your mic.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So my question is what? You are in the third year, you are studied the database management systems subject?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this modern database system subject is an extension of your previous subject, that is database management system, which is already studied in the third year of engineering. So the course prerequisite is what? This course require the knowledge of what? Database management system. Okay, or you are familiar with any relational database language such as open source MySQL, SQL Server, DB2, Oracle. Okay, any one of the relational database language, you are familiar with that, and you have the knowledge of database management system. This is a must to every student before seeing that this modern database system subject. Okay, so yeah, we are moving to the course outcomes. Okay, so what are the course outcome of this course? The first course outcome is implement principle of parallel and distributed database, right? So this parallel and how you can handle that and how you can operate that parallel and distributed database, that things we are going to learn in your syllabus. But this is the first course outcome. When you completed that course, okay, student must will be able to know that how to implement the principles of parallel and distributed database. Okay, so this is the first course outcome of this course. Then the second course outcome is apply object oriented design principles for the database design, right? So when you design that database, see, every problems needs some database, right? You can organize the database into the database management system software. But when you organize that data, when you put that data into that database management system, you can apply object oriented design principles for the designing of that database. Okay, so how you can apply that things we can learn in your syllabus. But after completion of this course, every students must know that how to design a database using object oriented design principle. Okay, so this is a second course outcome. Then the third course outcome is what? Apply OLAP, okay, operations on the given data and use the data mining algorithm for the prediction. Okay, so these OLAP, okay, online application, that these OLAP operations can be given for the data mining algorithm for the prediction. Already, you, I think in the elective, you are studied that data mining subject, right? Yes or no? Yes, students? in the last year, in the elective, you are studied the data mining subject. Yes or no? So please put it into the comment box, whatever I am asking. Okay, fine. Then the fourth course outcome is use the query evaluation and query optimization algorithm for the query processing. Okay, when you fire a query to the database management system, so that time if the query is in a long, so there is need to optimize that query. So how you can optimize that query? You can use that query evaluation and query optimization algorithm for the processing that particular transaction or processing that particular query. So how you can optimize that query? So you can apply that query optimization algorithm. So that things are also known to every student, how you can optimize that query, which are the optimization query optimization algorithm. So that things can be known to every student after completion of this course. Okay, and the fifth outcome is describe modern database technology for big data. Right. So now the most emerging concept, that is big data. Okay. So how we can describe that modern database technology using that for big data? So they're having a separate subject on this big data. So we have to learn in our syllabus. But after completion of this course, every student must be able to achieve that course outcomes. Okay. So these are the some of the course outcome of this subject. Okay. Now we are moving to the syllabus of this subject. Okay. So in this syllabus, they are having two sections. Okay, section 1 and section 2. In section 1, having 3 units. Okay, the first unit is database system architecture. Okay, first unit is database system architecture. So see students, they're having number of architectures are available for the database system: centralized, client server architecture, distributed architecture, distributed consists of the homogeneous, heterogeneous, then again having the distributed data storage. So they're having the heterogeneous distributed data storage. So these are the some of the database system architectures, right? So these architectures we are going to learn in a first unit, that is database system architectures. Okay. Then moving to the unit number 2, that is parallel database. Okay. So in these units, we have to learn that inter-query, intra-query parallelism, intra-operation parallelism, and inter-operation parallelism. Okay. Then in that we have to see that what is the introduction of that parallel database and how that input-output parallelism can be done into the parallel database. Inter-query parallelism कसं असतं, intra-query parallelism how it can be done, intra-operation and intra-operation parallelism. So that things we are going to learn in the parallel database. Okay. Then moving to the chapter number 3, that is data analysis and data mining. Okay. So OLAP means introduction to decision support, OLAP, multidimensional data model, aggregation queries. Okay. So data warehouse, introduction to data mining. So you are familiar with that because in a elective you are studied that data mining. But here again I am repeat the concept of data mining. So introduction of that data mining, data warehousing, then knowledge recovery process, mining rules. What are the mining rules? Clustering, then classification, clustering, similarity search over the sequence. How you can search the things in the entire data warehouse. Okay. So that things means how we can analyze that data and how we can retrieve the data from data warehouse. Okay, so that things we are going to learn into the unit number 3rd, that is data analysis and data mining. So see guys, in the session number 1st, having 3 subject that are database system architecture, parallel database, data analysis and data mining. Okay, so moving to the section number 2nd, again section number 2nd having 3 units, that is 4th unit is object based database. See, our there is having our one CO, that is apply, second CO apply object oriented design principle for the designing of the database. So in the chapter number 4, we have to see that is object based database, how we can design a database by using object oriented thing. So overview of the complex data types, structured data types, how then table inheritance, array, object identify, object oriented DBMS versus object relational DBMS. So that things we are going to learn in the unit number 4, that is object based database. Okay, then moving to the unit number 5, that is query processing and optimization. See, you have to know that when you using that relational database, you can fire a query and that query fire a query to the server. Okay, server can process that query and send back result to the client. Okay, so how that query can be processed and how you can optimize that query. See, here there is having one CO, that is what use the query evaluation and query optimization algorithm for query processing. Okay, when you process that query, right? So that time how you can optimize that query. If the query is large, okay, so that time how we can optimize that query and how we can process that query, measure the query cost, select operations, sorting, join operation, they're having other operations. Okay, transfer the relational expression, you can optimize that query. Then how the query can be processed and how this they can send back result to the client, right? So these are the expression, result and choice of the evaluation plans. So that things we are going to learn in the query processing and how we can optimize that query. Okay, so here we can achieve our one CO, that is query, how we can process that query and how we what are the different query optimization algorithms, right? These things we are going to learn in the unit number 5, and unit number 6 is big data. Now this is one of the most emerging part in nowadays, that is big data, Hadoop and NoSQL. So what is big data, what are the characteristics of that big data, the introduction of Hadoop and high level architecture of that Hadoop. So that is what are the features and how we can working with the Hadoop. What are the different commands we are going to use when you are working on that Hadoop. So okay, so they're having the different types of the database and all that things we are going to see in the unit number 6, that is big data and the Hadoop. Okay, so these are the new emerging technology in the database, big data. So in that we are going to see that what is meant by big data, what are the characteristics of that big data, what is meant by Hadoop. Okay, what is the architecture of that Hadoop. Okay, and how we can what are the special feature of that Hadoop. So regarding that we are going to see in the unit number 6. Okay, so see guys, so there in the syllabus they are having 2 sections, and in the modern database systems having 6 unit. Okay, in the 3 unit in the section number 1st and remaining 3 unit in the section number 2nd. Okay, now we are moving to the textbooks and the reference books. So here the textbooks are available in our library, that is Database System Concept 6th edition, Macro Hill publication. Okay, so these books we can use as a textbooks. Some of the points in this syllabus has to be covered in these textbooks. Then the next textbook is Database Management System 3rd edition. Again, this is a Macro Hill publication. Ramkrishna, this is the author of this book. Okay, so these books, this is also one of the textbooks. Some of the points in your syllabus has to be covered in this book. Then next is a MongoDB. Okay, the defective guide. So this is a Schroff publication and distributor. So this is also one of the textbook. You can refer these textbooks also. See, whatever the points in your syllabus, so all these points can be covered in these 3 textbook. Okay, you can refer these 3 books for your study. And the reference book is Hadoop in Action. Your 6th chapter is big data and Hadoop, right? So whatever the things you have to study regarding Hadoop, so you can refer this book, that is Hadoop in Action. Okay, so these are the some of the textbooks and reference books you can follow or you can refer during your modern database system subject syllabus. Okay, so then you can moving to the next point. Okay, first of all, we will see the examination scheme of this subject. Okay, modern database system examination scheme. Already I'm talking about that. Total 4 hours lecture per week. Okay, so for that having 4 credits, and practical. For practical, they are allotted 2 hours in per week. Okay, so in this subject having practical also, see, the lectures are the 4 hours lecture in every week and the 2 hours practical in every week. Okay, so this is a teaching scheme. And the examination scheme is what? For the EAC. EAC means end semester examination, right? EAC having 70 marks. So this will be conducted by the university, right? So that end semester examination having 70 marks. Then you can moving to the next examination scheme, that is ISC. Okay, ISC means what? In semester examination. That in semester examination having 30 marks. Okay, so this will be given by whatever the assignments has to be given by the students after submitting that assignments. Then unit test marks means your ISC marks. Okay, so this is an in semester examination scheme, and that in semester examination having 30 marks. Then you can moving to the next examination scheme, that is POE. Okay, practical of examination. So practical of examination having 50 marks. Okay, so this will be conducted by the externals, that POE, and in that whatever the practical things we are seeing in this subject, this has to be implemented in that POE, right? So POE having 50 marks. Then you can moving to the next examination scheme, that is ICA. ICA is internal continuous assessment, right? So internal continuous assessment having 25 marks. So means ICA. So whatever the assignments has to be given to you, whatever the practical assignments has to be given by you, what are the practical things you have to do in the laboratory. So that according to that internal continuous assessments marks will be given to the students, right? So the total marks weightage of this subject is 175 marks. See guys, this is a very huge marking scheme. Huge marks has to be given, means this is a high marking weightage is high to this subject. EAC having 70 marks. So EAC means end semester examination. This will be conducted by the university. So they are having 70 marks. ISC, in semester examination, that is having 30 marks. Whatever the unit takes, we are going to conduct it in the semester. And that internal assignments are depending on that, this 30 marks will be given. That is ISC having 30 marks, POE, practical of examination, having 50 marks, and the ICA, okay, internal continuous assessment. So ICA again having 25 marks. So see guys, means total marks or total weightage of this subject examination scheme marking a total weightage is 175 marks. So they're having large marking marks for this subject. So due to that reason, this is very important subject in your first semester final year, that is modern database system. Okay, clear? Please give me a reply. All of you have to clear what is the teaching scheme and examination scheme of this subject. So total weightage of this subject is 175 marks. Clear? Yes, anyone can give the reply? Put it into the comment box. Clear? Yes. Dipti? Geeta? Sanskruti?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So whatever the teaching scheme and examination schemes here, I have explained it here. So get it?
Yes, ma'am. We got it.
Yeah, okay, fine. Thank you. So, okay, so the total weightage is 175 marks for this subject. Now, okay. So we have started our first chapter. Okay. So today we are going to start the first chapter of this subject. Before going to start the actual content of this subject, I will give some overview of this subject, means that is modern database system. As the name suggests that it is a database system. Yeah, in the name consists of database system. So, but before that, they are writing that modern, right? Modern database system. So, anyone can be tell me what is meant by database? Yes, anyone. You have means already previously you have to learn that database management system in the already studied in the third year of engineering, right? That MDS means modern database system. The name suggests that this is a database system. So, what is database? Hello, students. See, please, without interaction, how I can teach with you? What is database? Anyone? Please. What is database? Gauri Kulkarni? Are you there, Gauri? Yes. Yes, Gauri? Yeah. So I am asking, what is database? Yeah, without moving to the actual content of this subject, everyone should, yeah, database is organized a collection of structured information. Okay, so database is a collection of data, sorry, database is a collection of data, and that is stored in a central location or multiple location. Database means what? Collection of data. Simple. Database is what? Collection of data. And what is meant by database management? Management system means what? So management system means it is a set of program to store and retrieve this data. You can say that it is a system which manage the data, or it is a system which handle that data, right? Management system क्या करना है? What the management system do? Management system which manage the data, or also you can say that this can be handle that data. But that management system, it is a set of program to store and retrieve this data, right? So database management systems are the softwares for, what is the use of that software? For creating, storing, maintaining, and accessing the database files, right? What is the use of that DBMS, database management systems? Okay, MySQL, Oracle, DB2, all these are the database management system softwares. Why these softwares are used? These are the softwares are used to manage, or that softwares are used to handle the database, right? So that softwares are used for creating, storing, maintaining, and accessing the database files. Okay, so make the use of database can be more efficient. So DBMS is a collection of data and the set of program to access and store this data in an easy and efficient manner. Okay, so DBMS is a software which is used to manage the database. Simple. DBMS है क्या है? DBMS is a software which is used to. Why this software is used? Which is used to manage the database. And what is database? Database is a collection of data. Okay, by using this software, DBMS software, we are going to manage the database. So DBMS softwares are, anyone? Already you are studied. Tell me any example. What are the DBMS softwares are available? Anyone? Please. What are the different DBMS softwares are available? Yes, Nehal Deshmane, are you there? Division A, roll number 8. Snehal Deshmane.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I am asking, what are the different DBMS softwares are available? Am I audible, Snehal?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I am asking, what are the different DBMS softwares were available? You are studied in third year, Snehal.
MySQL.
Yes.
Oracle.
Yes. Oracle. DB2.
SQLite.
Yeah. So these are the database management system softwares, right? So MySQL, Oracle, these are the popular and commercial DBMS used for the different application. Got it? And what is meant by database? Yes, guys. What is meant by Akshay? Akshay Mani? Yes, Akshay, am I audible? Please unmute your mic. Are you there? Snehal Pujari. Yes, Snehal. Snehal. Yes, Snehal, am I audible? Okay, fine. See, guys, without your interaction, how how I know that whatever I am studied, you have to be understood or not? Okay, so I am asking very simple questions. What is database? Right. So database is a collection of data. And what are the DBMS? DBMS is a software which is used to manage the database. Okay. So MySQL, Oracle, DB2, these are the popular and commercial database softwares used in the different application. Right. So this is this is a very simple things we are studied at here. You are already studied that subject in the third year of engineering. So I am asking very simple question. What is database and what is meant by database management system? Right. So database management system, it is a software. These software are used for creating, storing, maintaining, and accessing the database files. Right. So this is the database management system. Right. So these are the only introductory thing we are going to see in this lecture. In the next lecture, we are going to see that the basic concept of the DBMS, and then we are going to move the actual contents of your unit number first. Okay, guys? Yes. Whatever the things I have learned with you, so all the things are cleared or not? Please put it into the comment box. Everything, whatever I'm saying, that vision, mission, POs, okay, then their PSOs. Clear? Anyone having some doubt? Anybody having any doubt? Okay. Okay. So now we are stop at here, and I'm going to conduct the attendance. I'm going to take that attendance. Okay. So in the next lecture, we are going to actually start our unit number first. Okay. But see, students, there is need of two-way communication. Please. So without interaction, I don't understand whatever I am teaching with you. So this has to be understood or not. Please. There is need of attention. Okay. So 1 minute, I'm going to take attendance. So please, when you are calling the number, so please unmute your mic, right, and give me attendance. Okay. Fine. Muktai Nagne, please unmute your mic and give me attendance. Okay, fine. Then Shivani Avtade.
Present, ma'am.
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, fine. Pratiksha Bhosle.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Manashri Patil.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Chaitali Daure. Yes, Chaitali, are you there? Saloni.
Present, ma'am.
Yeah. Saloni, I am asking with you. So whatever the things I have covered in this lecture, so all things are understood?
Yes, ma'am. Understood.
Okay, thank you. Then Sania. Sania. Gauri.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Dipti.
Present, ma'am.
Anisha.
Yes, ma'am. Present.
Monali. Geeta.
Yes, ma'am.
Rutuja. Sorry. Rutvij.
Yes, ma'am, present.
Okay, fine. Prashant. Yes, Prashant.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Pratik. Pratik. Okay. Snehal.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Vaishali.
Present, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Vaishali. Tejaswini.
Yes,
Tejas.
ma'am.
Akshay. Akshay, are you there?
Hello.
Ah, yes.
Voice is breaking, ma'am.
Okay, Sneha. Who is speaking?
Akshay, ma'am. Akshay, man.
Okay, fine. Then Pooja Biradar.
Yes, ma'am.
Snehal. Snehal Pujari. Sarika.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Then Bhaskar.
Present. Present, ma'am.
Priya.
Yes, ma'am. Present.
Okay. Ajinkya.
Yes, ma'am. Present.
Okay. Naneshwar. Pranesh. Sutar.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Jaideep. Chaitanya. Latke. Okay. So if anyone is remaining,
Yes, ma'am. Sneha from Division A, 829.
okay.
Preeti ma'am from Division A, 47.
A47. Ma'am,
A11.
Chaitali.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yes, anyone?
A65.
A65.
Oh.
Who is A65? Omkar.
Hmm.
Okay, sir. Okay, Omkar.
B70.
Yes, yes.
A20.
A20. Sonia.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Thank you, students. Thank you for your cooperation. Now, we will stop at here, and in the next lecture, we are going to start the actual content of your subject. Okay, that is unit number first. Okay, so thank you so much. Have a good day. Thank you, students.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, yes,
A9, ma'am.
A9.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Manashri Patil.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, Manashri. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.